Trust is going to be relevant in the boardroom. It's going to be relevant throughout the organization, but it's going to be relevant in the boardroom because that's where the decisions are made about how we're going to make our money fundamentally. So the philosophy of whether we're going to just make money as much as we can, as fast as we can, from customers who are not paying attention, from customers who have forgotten that that maybe something is about to expire, or that philosophy, that approach, and the culture that underlies it is going to start in the boardroom, and then it's going to spread out to all those people at the front lines.
Because fundamentally, when you earn a customer's trust, you're creating a great deal of long-term value for the business. That customer's lifetime value goes up when he trusts you. He recommends you to his friends. He wants to do business with you more and more. We see this over and over again. Right. Highly trustable companies that proactively protect the interests of their customers. They have customers who want to do business with them, and why wouldn't they? Because every time they do business with them, something happens that's in their interest.
Here's the underlying boardroom issue. Is it our job to make as much money as we can this quarter, and then next quarter we'll worry about next quarter? Or is it our job to make a profit this quarter, but also this quarter to create as much customer equity and therefore long-term shareholder value as we can? What's the balance that we require of ourselves? How do we measure that? How do we reward ourselves? And those are boardroom decisions.
And that having been said, it's going to be very hard for companies to do this because they're on the crack cocaine of quarterly earnings. All right, that's how they live their lives. When you have executives who you can't blame them for gaming the system to make the $1 million bonus or whatever. I mean, the system was set up the wrong way. I mean, what you have to have is a system of metrics that can actually reward executives for taking actions that preserve the long-term shareholder value of their employer.
And so we've seen some companies that are starting to reward its executives, its sales force, others in the organization. For this quarter, I'm rewarded for how much money I make from a group of customers this quarter, but also I'm rewarded this quarter for what the long-term, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year projected value of that same group of customers is.
Or they use a proxy variable like NPS, for instance. The Net Promoter Score is a great proxy variable for customer satisfaction. You know, the quality of the customer experience goes up, then the NPS goes up. So if you track NPS, that's what we'd call that a non-financial metric that should probably be factored into most executives' compensation even today. Or they'll go out of business.
Or they'll go out of business.
It's their choice. They're free to choose.
Look, there's no guarantee that just because you're a successful company in 2011 that you're going to be a successful company in 2012.
Hey, look at AOL. Don't get us started on AOL, right? Here's a company that at one time.
Once upon a time, there was a company that will remain unnamed. Yes?
No, I think we should call a spade here.
Yeah, let's call AOL.
AOL is probably has. There's probably no company other than a criminal organization that's ever made as much money by deceiving customers as AOL has made by deceiving its customers.
They're legal, as far as we know.
Perfectly legal.
As far as we know.
But even today, something like a quarter of their subscribers don't really have to subscribe at $29 a month or whatever they're paying in order to get the service they're asking for, which is basically they're paying for dial-up and they're using broadband now. And the broadband is usually free. It comes from the cable. They pay the cable company for it, but they don't realize it.
And those customers don't know it, but everybody at AOL does.
Everybody at AOL knows this. They all know this. It's an open secret.
So
executives can fight it.
So that's a boardroom issue.